truck is sitting out here instead of in here because birds are sitting on those rails. Excuse me, I can't even think what they're called. Anyway, the supports there, and they're letting go all over the top of my truck. See that string stretched across there? I thought that if I stretched that across there, they wouldn't land on this because it's too precarious. Boy, was I wrong. Now, I've tried several different things since I put that string up there. I'll show you that next. So I got a noise maker here. This makes a loud booming noise, and it flashes the red and blue there, and I attached a car charger to it, and I got a 12 volt to 120 volt adapter there so that I could plug it into an outlet that senses movements. So intent there was whenever they fly around it, this would make a piercing loud noise and flash and all that. You know what they did? They got so used to it, they were sitting right next to it while it was beeping like crazy. I couldn't believe it. I've got to get rid of the birds somehow. I tried scaring them off. I tried everything I've showed you so far. I yell at them all day long, in and out. They just will not go away. So, I've come up with something I hope works. I'm going to show you that. What if I were to create something that would catch the droppings? And so that's what I did. This is my idea here. I'm going to cut strips out of this foam. This is blue Dow's foam. Dow foam you can get from, as you can see right there. There's also a pink version at Home Depot. Anyway, so I have these hangers, and these are your basic household hangers, and I'm going to modify them. I'd use these for something else. Stringing up tomatoes in my greenhouse is what I use them for, but I'm going to use these to create a catch. The first thing I did was I cut off the corners, not the corners, I cut them off here at these little dimples on each side and removed the long piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 6-inch pieces of foam, and I'm going to attach them to these hangers, and then I'm going to hang it up. And then the hanging will have 2 pieces of foam directly underneath each span, and hopefully that will catch the bird mess as they go. Because it's at an angle, I'm thinking that they're not going to want to land on the edge here where they could do damage again, because it's more precarious than landing on top of the bar that they've always landed on top of. So that's my hope, and this is a pretty inexpensive fix or workaround, whatever you want to call it, whatever it takes to keep it off. So that's what I'm going to do. So the way I'm going to fix is I'm going to use a basic razor blade knife, box cutter, and I'm going to cut 6 inches, the full 8-length span here, and I'm going to fix them to the hangers here using zip ties. And then we're going to hang them up. So I've drawn 2 lines, 6 inches and 12 inches there, and I'm going to take my razor blade knife here, and I'm going to cut it. I only have to go in about halfway or so. Just showing you a little bit. Just like so, all the way down, and then I can bend it over. It snaps through pretty cleanly. From each end I measured in 30 inches. I'm only going to use 2 hangers. I'm going to try to get away with it instead of 3. Then I took a pen with the ink retracted, and I just poked holes. It pop right in. There's a little piece of it right there. And then I affixed the hanger top part with 2 zip ties, just like so. I'll do it on both sides, and I'll cinch down the zip ties, and then we'll go hang it, and that's all there is to it. That's my idea. Ended up going with 3 hangers because it was sagging on the ends too much for my liking. This is the clean side. I didn't want any writing when you look up. And this part, it's got this writing and dark spots on it. That'll be on top and you won't see that. So trying to keep it as less redneck as possible. Least redneck. So let me go put this one up. There they are. I've got 4 of them put up now. You can see how the hangers fit perfectly over the spans. I'll show you this one up real close. And we'll give that a try. The only real way to tell is to put my beautiful truck in the line of fire and see what happens. Got some clear packing tape here. Let me show you what I did. These things are working fantastic. I am incredibly pleased with it. There's not been any bird droppings on my truck. And I didn't have to hurt or get rid of the birds. Win-win all around. Okay, so a couple little things. I'll finish up with this. I took that tape that I just showed you and I taped it here in a couple different places, and then the hangers on the other side to keep it from shifting. And this thing is, let's not call it solid, but it's definitely more solid than it was. And I widened these a little bit, and that's because when the wind blows, they were so tight that they would move and not swing back, is what I'm saying. So they need to be able to do this number back and forth. So I loosen them up a little bit. I widen these up a little bit on the hangers, and I'm hoping that does the trick with that. So it's time for a follow-up. It's been a couple weeks. Let's go look at the truck, because the truck is the proof in the pudding. Oh man. And I don't see any in the bed. Oh, they're flying around there. I don't see any on the top here. Let's go around and look at the front. All right, there's the front. I think we have a winner, guys. Hey everybody, I wanted to give you one final update. Hurricane Laura came through and we had some really high winds, and it blew 2 of these down. We got a little bit of wind going now. The change I made allows these to make these movements like you see, and I think that's further bird deterrent. But if you look at the hanger itself up there, you can see that I crimped it from a wide to close, and I put 2 zip ties around the bar, and that way they're hanging from a smaller area and the thing rocks back and forth like that. And since I've done that, these things are so incredibly lightweight, there's no way that a high wind will take this out again. A really high wind that would take those out, I think, would actually crumble the building. But they've been up there ever since I did that. That was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. And there is nothing on the truck at all. It's done wonderfully. So I just wanted to close that out with that little bit of a change. And this is, I can't express how happy I am. The birds are no longer crapping on my truck. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you later.